On tax day 2014, I sat down with Bill Smead, the portfolio manager of the Smead Value Mutual Fund. Earlier in the year, he was awarded a Lipper Award for the fund's performance in 2013. We really enjoy listening to the Smead Capital's letters and conference calls and their contrarian long-term approach to investing. Bill Smead was kind enough to join us before he presented at an Indianapolis luncheon for chartered financial analysts. Bill, Smead Capital has a different take on demographics. Can you talk about the baby boomers and how it relates to the echo boomers?
It's so interesting how undervalued demographics are. It's hard to imagine this, but the baby boomers put unbelievable pressure into the economic system. The economic system was never designed to have a disproportionately large part of the population jammed in certain age classifications. So when we were in elementary school, they had to build a whole bunch of elementary schools to handle all the baby boomers. And then they had to build a whole bunch of junior high schools. And then they had to build a whole bunch of high schools, which they didn't need 15 years after that we got done. So when I started in the business, you not only had the largest population group getting married, having kids, and doing those things that are very stimulating to the United States economy, but you had them all doing it at the same time, coming off of a couple of oil shocks in the 1970s and very high inflation in the first place with very high interest rates. So ultimately, to get that inflation broken and to put a stop to what was viewed as the largest economic problem of the time, which was that very high inflation, the Federal Reserve tightened credit severely in 80-81 and took the prime interest rate all the way to 20%, 20 and 30-year treasuries to 15%, and short-term money rates all the way to 18%. I can remember as a young stockbroker buying a 90-day CD for somebody at 18% in 1981. And we inverted yield curve with short rates at 18 and long rates at 15, and a nasty recession, deep recession, 10.5% unemployment, with the largest population group being dumped in. And many of my college friends, it took them 2 years of being graduated from college before they ever found their first 40-hour work. So therefore, I was very happy to find work and meaningful work, and so today it's not dissimilar today, and these, not only do these very difficult economic circumstances have a tendency to coincide with demographics, but they also coincide with major shifts that occur in the economy. So, for example, yesterday or the day before, I heard the song "Allentown." There's a Billy Joel channel on Sirius Satellite. I think it's channel number 4. So you can sit there and listen to Billy Joel song after Billy Joel song after Billy. And Allentown was one of his. Well, that was written in the early 80s, and it was about that time period, that deep recession, high unemployment, and kind of the dying of smokestack America. I come from a mill town, Camas, Washougal, Washington, a twin city, a big Crown Zeller back paper mill, where 2,500 people worked in the late 70s when I was working summers there in college. Well, it now employs 500 people. It's gone from 16 paper machines to 2, and it only employs 500 people. Well, those smokestack blue-collar jobs, they just disappeared, right? They just left. And there wasn't anything there to replace that immediately. And we didn't yet have the information superhighway and the whole internet and telecommunications revolution that's gone on the last 20 or 25 years. So those transitions are always tough. And if you make a break from the one. So we're in a break right now, right? We're in a break between the age that was and the age that's going to be. And then secondly, we're doing that, and the largest population group is in that household formation phase right now, and people are afraid they're not going to emerge. Our group emerged despite 15% mortgage rates. the demographics are inevitable. And that's one of the beauties of today's time period, is who is going to trust the inevitable? Who's going to trust the demographics? And we think that's one of our competitive advantages as a business, is there's a certain amount of faith associated with investing. We have faith that today's 28-year-olds in the next 10 years will see their income grow greatly. All of them will get married and have children, and the positive economic impact of that will filter through very intensely to domestically oriented businesses. And a lot of people's worries about income inequality and blue collar work will be replaced by confidence that comes from all the blue collar work that will be associated with building the houses and building the cars and doing the painting and the roofing and everything associated with getting the lives going of that largest population group, which is people right now lodged between 18 and 37 years old, 86 million echo boomers, the children of the baby boomers.
Can you tell me more about the echo boomers and why they are important to stocks in the Smead Value Fund?
In the early to mid 80s, they came up with a concept called pent-up demand. And nobody talks about that anymore. So we theorized that $4 a gallon gasoline, which by the way lately we're coming back to again, $4 gasoline and the uncertainty of the financial meltdown causes a lot of 5 to 10-year-olds who normally would have visited Disney World or Disneyland in the last 5, 6, 7 years haven't gone. We assume that the wife of an unemployed carpenter 2 years ago was not going to Nordstrom Rack to get new shoes. We assume that unemployed carpenter hasn't got a new hunting rifle for a long time, or gone hunting as often as they'd like to. Didn't want to spend the money on the ammo. So there are a number of what we call addicted customer-based businesses, consumer-oriented, addicted customer-based businesses, that even the addicted customers haven't been coming. And then we assume, for example, that this lack of confidence, this lack of normalized consumer confidence causes people to hold on to their cars a lot longer. I think the average car on the road right now in the United States has been on the road for 11 years. It's far and away the highest on record. Part of that's a function of automobile manufacturers do a very good job today compared to the past. Automobiles are made really well. There's a lot of good manufacturers. There's probably 32 different manufacturers of an automobile that I would feel comfortable driving their vehicle, which ironically means to us that it's not a good place to invest because there's way too much competition. But, for example, under the subject of pent-up demand, as things normalize, people will be more susceptible to advertising. We covet what we see. So what will happen is, as consumer confidence comes back, advertising will become more and more valuable. So we own Gannett, which covers about 35% of the U.S. population, between 40 network affiliated television stations and 84 daily newspapers, the largest subscriber network of newspaper readers in the United States. So if you're an automobile dealer, if you're a retailer, if you sell something, if you're Disney, if you sell something to meet that pent-up demand, you are going to go across their toll bridge. And there's nothing we like more than owning a toll bridge who can raise their prices. Or, as Warren Buffett likes to say, is a wonderful business, which by his definition has a mirror on the wall. And the people that own the business go up to the mirror and they say, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, should I raise my prices this fall?" And in a wonderful business, the mirror comes back to him and says, "Why wait?" You see? So we think that Gannett is going to become a more and more wonderful business, because as the largest population group marries and has children and their life emerge and their income rises as you go, when you're 28 to 38, your income goes up probably the most it's going to go up in your career. But it's the only time of your life where your income rises like that and you spend it all. Because you get married and you have children and it gets spent on things that have to get done. Well, the multiplier effect of that in the economy is powerful. So the 80s and the 90s were all about baby boomers going from 28 to 38 and the positive economic impact that had. So where are we? Well, the largest population group, average age right now is 28 years old. And oh, by the way, they get married later in life and they have their children later in life than we did. So that's all in front of us. That hasn't happened yet. In fact, 27% of the home purchases last year were first-time home buyers, a very low number. So we have the largest population group and there's huge pent-up demand for owning a home. Are they going to need banking? Regardless of what form you get your banking in, you're going to need banking. It's mostly going to be online banking. But you're going to need to get your online banking from a very strong financial institution that does the things you need them to do. And once you've got your life intertwined with that financial institution that does your banking, you're highly unlikely to change it. You're going to be governed by inertia, which is kind of a reverse addicted customer, meaning that you're addicted, but you're not addicted because you like, you're addicted because inertia is a powerful force.